Hello, dear listeners. Welcome back to the second episode of Dinaj's English podcast. Today, I have invited one of my lovely and creative nieces, who I think is really great, and she is none but Tasnim Jannat Meme. So, in this special interview, I'll ask her a number of questions, especially how she has become a good speaker. Let's get started without any delay. So, Tasnim, how are you today, and how do you feel to be here?
I feel great and honored. Thank you for having me.
Sounds great, and it's been a pleasure. I'm going to ask you a few questions. So, do you think English is a difficult language?
No, I don't think so. First, I thought it would be difficult for me to learn English language, but after learning it, I think it's much easier than I thought.
Sounds really great. So, dear students, have you heard that? English is still difficult to many, but she is thinking that it's a piece of cake. Do you really think that English is a piece of cake?
Yes, I think so.
What's the main reason? Could you please explain in short?
First of all, it's easy for me and I think it's interesting. And it's really easy to learn, and the pronunciation of every grammatical is really easy. So I think it's a piece of cake for me.
Interesting. So, according to her, she likes it and she has fascination and feels interested in. Despite the grammatical stuff, though she said that grammar is quite easier than other languages have. And one point also she has mentioned pronunciation. Yeah, it's rhythmic. The style of language is really interesting. Why have you actually started learning the English language?
As I said, I find it really interesting and it will help me in my graduation a lot, and I am confident in it.
Oh, really? You are thinking about the graduation, but I know that you are in class 6 today. So you are thinking too far. This is really lovely. Students these days are not daring to dream higher, but you are doing that. This is amazing. So, what's your dream?
I want to be a doctor because I want to help the people who are serving with many problems. In our country, the treatment of the hospital is really high, and I want to treat people in a low amount.
May Almighty Allah help you. Is this the main reason you are learning the English language? Because you want to be a doctor in the future?
No, it's not the main reason. I like to learn different language, and English is not my mother tongue, and it's the second language. And I found it really interesting, as I've said. So, since I'm interested in different language, so I learn it.
Is there any other language you would like to learn in the future?
Yes, I want to learn French because I'm thinking of traveling France.
Oh, I see. Okay. Let's back to the point. So, dear students, have you heard that? Having a dream could be really helpful to be a good speaker. She has decided to be a doctor one day in the future to help the poor people, especially in our country, those who are suffer from problem are penniless, and the treatment system and the medical condition, I think, are not up to the mark. This is the main reason she has, and she feels worried about. So I think, considering the future situation, she has decided to start learning English. And, English will help also study higher. When a medical student wants to learn something, the books are almost always written in English. So this is really helpful. So I really appreciate Tasnim. You are really doing great. But I'm going back to the point again because my students are eagerly waiting for the secret. What tool or tools do you usually follow to be a good speaker?
I use a lot of tools. First of all, I really follow my uncle. He helps me a lot, and I also listen to podcasts, and I also listen to native speakers.
Sorry for interruption. So can you be specific? Do you like to read a lot or listen a lot?
I like to listen a lot because if I listen something, I can remember it, and if I read, I need to read a lot. So I like to listen.
Okay, so what do you generally listen to?
I generally listen to podcasts, native speakers, and BBC News.
Amazing. Tasnim, you are really making good. I have a number of questions waiting for you to ask. But now I want to know, what do you generally do when you don't understand any native speakers? Do you continue listening to or stop that?
Honestly speaking, I keep listening. How much I understand that doesn't matter because I'm listening to someone that matters. And I recommend everyone should do the same, and this will help a lot, I think.
Thank you so much. So, dear listeners, and my students especially, have you heard that? If you continue listening to, though you don't understand, this will help a lot. So sometimes you might be wondering, I don't understand any native speakers, so why should I waste my time listening to those? So I think you are wrong if you think alike. So according to her, what helps a lot to be a good speaker, I think she has already mentioned and you have got the point. So if you continue listening to anybody you like, it doesn't matter how much you understand them. So make sure that you are listening to anybody, those who you think are suitable for you. The person could be a podcaster or a news presenter, but I don't recommend you to follow a news presenter because this is an artificial way of speaking. They don't actually talk the way we talk in the daily life conversation. So you should follow anybody who follows or who talks like the way we communicate every single day. So conversational English is very important. So find someone you think are from that background. I am now talking with you. This is conversational. So find someone who communicates with you, not just delivers speech. So make sure that you are really listening to the right person at the right time. This will help. So Tasnim, coming back to the questions. As far as I know, you are in class 6. So, could you please tell me the medium of instructions you have?
Okay, it's Bangla medium.
Oh, really? Sounds really amazing. Though you are from different background, still you are speaking so nicely. I really wonder how is it possible?
It's possible. Especially my uncle inspires me a lot, and it's one of my dreams. I read a lot and try to write paragraphs on my own.
Sounds really great. So, another questions. What's your leisure activity?
I almost always watch Talking Tom and Friends cartoon, and it helps me.
Wait a minute. You have just mentioned you watch cartoons. So, do you think watching cartoons will help?
If you like it, this will help. I find it interesting.
I beg your pardon, could you please repeat the cartoon's name?
Okay. I watch Talking Tom and his friends.
Is it available on YouTube?
Yes, it's available.
How much time do you actually watch that series?
Maybe half an hour.
Why?
I like it and it's really interesting.
How many characters are there? Can you remember and let us know a bit more?
There are 5 main characters.
Who do you think is more adorable and likable?
It's Ginger, the little cat.
Could you please tell me why do you like watching this special cartoon series?
I find it interesting and the speaking of the characters is really understandable. That's why I like it.
So are there any other cartoons you like watching?
Yes, Masha and the Bear and Sophia the First.
Okay, Tasnim, that's great. Now let's talk about yourself a bit more. What's your favorite color?
My favorite color is blue. I don't have any specific reasons, but I still like it.
Oh, that's wonderful. So do you like any other color?
Yes, I like purple.
Oh, why?
I don't know.
It could be attractive or appealing. By the way, doesn't matter. Do you like tea or coffee?
I like coffee the most
And why is that?
because it's make me refreshed and energetic.
Wonderful. Thank you. Let's back to serious stuff. Or maybe about your family. So can you say something about your younger brother?
He's adorable, cute, and a bit naughty.
Does he study properly?
Yes, he's good at English. And he also good at drawing. He likes drawing the most.
How often do you talk to him?
Almost always I talk to him.
Okay, Tasnim, let's talk about your parents. That might be challenging to you. So you have to choose one of who do you like most or love most, either your mom or dad.
I love both of them, and there is no difference between them. They always took care of me, and they will take when I'm sick or I need something.
Oh, that's really wonderful answer. If I ask you to choose one, who will you choose? Be honest with that, because your parents might listen to you. It doesn't matter. Go on.
Honestly speaking, I don't know who should I choose.
I see. Thank you so much. Such a creative and diplomatic answer. And I love that because you are thinking in the same way for your parents. So picking one up is a bit challenging because both are important in our life. If I talk about my parents, the answer would be the same. I really appreciate that you have chosen the right decision, though I put you on the little spot. Thank you so much. Okay, Tasnim. I've been guiding my students. It's been a long time. I'm helping students learn the English language, and they often ask me, English is a really difficult language for them to learn. But I think this is not true. As you are learning English for more than 6 months, I guess, or maybe 8 months around, you are really doing great. Your performance opens my eyes and changes my whole belief system. And I think you are the best example of any English language learner for me now. And I think I can tell my students that if Tasnim can speak well within a very short amount of time, why won't you be able to speak like her? So it's all about the passion and interest a learner should have. If you really want to learn something, you can. That's the thing. Is that you have said all about?
Yes, I've said that if you think it's difficult, it will be more difficult than you.
I mean, everything depends on how we think something. So your psychology matters. You are psychologically thinking that you are not able to speak. You may not be able to speak. You are struggling. You are being pessimistic. Rather, you should be optimistic. So having a dream like to be a good speaker, I think will help a lot. So for my students, do you have any specific message so that they can follow and learn something, especially learn English quickly as you have learned?
I want to say that I'm saying to every beginners, please be confident, don't give up, and don't hesitate while you're speaking. Yes, wasting time is not a good thing. Instead of wasting, you can listen to podcasts, native speakers, or if you don't like them, you can watch English cartoons. This will help a lot.
Wonderful suggestions. So, dear students, have you heard that? She has said the right thing for you. Don't waste time. You should engage yourself in several activities the way you feel comfortable, the contents you think are suitable for you, the speakers you think are lovable and you can follow. And you may also give it a try reading a lot because while I was in the university back in 2016 or 17, I guess, one of my professors said that in order to be good at in English, you should read a lot. Of course, read loudly because it will also help you be more confident. So all in all, I have to say that learning English is not tough anymore. Tasnim is the witness here and she has outperformed many. And this was actually one of my dreams to record a podcast with her. And I tried my best to make her alike. I'm not only talking about the speaking stuff, she is also good at writing. I'm trying to make her understand how to write, what's not to write, because she has focused on 4 skills: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. And she is my active speaking partner. Hardly do we speak Bangla at home, and every time we try to use the English language because I think that's important. So having a perfect environment is the key to some extent. But if you don't have environment, create on your own. Learn from your neighbor. Neighbor means neighboring contents like YouTube you have or books you may buy so that you can be around those stuff which will help you be good at English. So today I have just highlighted how my niece is learning the English language. Though she is still learning and everyone is learning, including me, I also learn every day. And everyone knows that learning is a never-ending process. So we should keep learning new things. In terms of learning the English language, it might be a bit challenging, but having a dream and patient, I think it will be a piece of cake one day if we believe that we can. So, thank you so much, everybody, those who were listening to me from beginning to the end. Remember that you have to try hard. Without trying, you might not be able to speak like the way she does. By the way, Tasnim, thank you for joining me in my special interview, special episode. So, do you want to say something to my listeners?
I think there's nothing special to say. As I've said so many things already, I just want to say pray for me. Thank you so much.
Sounds really great. So, thanks for your valuable time. I really enjoyed the moments. And dear listeners, this is it. No more today. I think you have enjoyed a lot the conversation and the interview I have just had with my niece. If you want us back and want my special guest back in the next episode, just let me know in the comment section below. I'll invite her once again and ask different questions and different issues. So she will also speak with me as a guest, or I may invite other guests as well in the future. And stay connected with us. Thank you so much once again.